Well, it also kind of starts to talk about, and we may come back to this later, starts to address this issue of models and that they're inherently, to use your words, incomplete.
Yeah.
And so there people are walking around with models
Yeah.
that they thought were much more complete than they turned out to be.
Oh, absolutely. Well, models, some people are, like you often hear people say, during the crisis or something, these were bad models or good models. And someone says, is that a good model? And that sounds like a good question, a reasonable question. It actually isn't really well posed. You need a triplet, a model, the user of the model, and its application. You cannot judge the model in the abstract. And the reason is that, as you said to me, every model is an abstraction from complex reality. There is no complete model. In fact, there's Gödel's theorem or something that shows you can't ever do it. But anyway, so if they're incomplete, that means a couple of things. They don't capture everything. But two, that means you have to make judgments. Because, as any science, physics, chemistry, biology, and finance is a science, it qualifies, okay? But all of them have the feature that they're, no matter how quantitative they are, how mathematical they are, how much they rely focused on data, and all these very well, seeming like the precise answers, they all have what I call the art of the science. And the art of the science is the abstraction. Because when you look at a problem in the real world, what you're trying to say is, what model can I create that will give me, if I solve it, insights into the way that part of the world really works? Not hypothetically, but how it really works.
Mm-hmm.
There is no formula for that.
Right.
That's judgment. Because this is somehow, if you look at the stream of people or models that have lasted or ideas that have preserved or ideas that would continue or things that influenced the developments of the future, there is no simple pattern. Sometimes the models are very simple and sometimes they're rather complex. So it isn't simplicity or complexity. It's, again, the right tool for the right job. And then in doing that, that also applies in the world of practice.
Right.
Because people say, oh, no, I don't believe in these models. I just use my intuition and history. That's a model.
Yeah.
So you can't get away from it.
Right.
And understanding that is critical to having an understanding of how science progresses, how science can influence practice, and what's good practice.